He lost 11,500 Ghana cedis on a single day to fraudsters. Abusia medin ede Kwesiarmah me da se waje bre na wo hwe video we mesra wo se wo subscribe ya wo be mi subscribe button so so and na wo be cha wadwen e comment section na wo mi like button so. I mean, in recent time it has become as a norm say mobile money fraudsters for no am very active on the internet. Kra obeti an say we say a fraud no obeti we say a fraud no obeti we say a yinisika and chaye na this lady eba bontin ebeka say ye yinisika over 11,000 Ghana cedis or ye complaints MTN. They told her say she should wait for about 15 working days na say be bibi wo ho betimi aya na omwaye, and even that it will be difficult for them to do something about it because a year from MTN to Vodafone push.
Dear MTN Ghana, somebody has withdrawn 11,000, close to 12,000 from my mobile money account. What did I do? Nothing. Nobody has called me for any transaction ID. Nobody has called me for my mobile money PIN. So how come I called your office after seeing the transaction and they are telling me I should hold on for 15 working days? 15 working days saying, are we safe?
Now, fast forward, and you read a different week, and this gentleman so then the complaint about 2 months and say, at the end of that lady, it seems MTN for no and you already say on better tackle issue, no, because he is a victim of that particular issue. And I said that same issue, he is a victim of it. Now, he makes us understand say it was before the lady came out to do that particular video, but akwa say society aye woman oba yes bia who complaining no people will see you as a bia we damp, and I say why you lose guard any area until sometimes it becomes difficult for such people to come out. Now per video gentleman we edit to am one saying a patch say I mean one approval bia and a one access be so be accessing ne momo and I say obimpo ascending OTP bimpo no they are sending because from the previous one now a lady Nediano after everything MTN released the press statement indicating say e bia na OTP be na e bia nipa no a release yama akron for. Now this is the video of a gentleman and then in someone also a work about how everything happened Olusu 11,500 Ghana cedis to a mobile money fraudsters.
If you're someone who uses MTN mobile money a lot for business, for personal use, you need to watch this video. I got scammed. I lost about 11,500 cedis in one day. And this is something that I've found very difficult to talk about. You understand? Because when these kind of things happen, it's very difficult to explain yourself, or most people would think that you are not smart. That is why you've been scammed. But I don't think that's the case. The telcos in question is MTN. Ever since MTN came up with their MTN app, what the app does is that it gives you access to your mobile money without necessarily having your SIM card in your phone. You understand? So initially, you know very well that without your SIM card and your PIN, no one can enter your Momo, or you can't access your Momo. But now that is not the case. You can actually access your Momo without your SIM card. So they have an online portal where that is the app where you enter your mobile number, your PIN, they generate some codes, you enter to confirm, and then it goes through. Okay, so now that is how the scam has been done. Okay, there are two companies in question here. One of them is Chicken Man. These people are people that I've been buying food from for a while now. But I think somewhere last year or last 2 years, there's been this issue of people getting scammed when they call to order for food from Chicken Man. And I asked myself, why is it only Chicken Man? So I was at Kumasi Mall, and then I wanted to order for food. I'll give you a detailed story so that you get how it really happened. And then I ordered the food. I checked the map. The closest Chicken Man restaurant to the mall is actually on the road from the mall to the stadium. So I ordered. I was even ordering for a friend. So in the process of the ordering, the conversation was long, and subconsciously I gave them certain information that I wasn't supposed to give them. I gave them the numbers. You know, how it happened was we were in a long conversation on whom the food was going to, how to identify the person properly. The lullaby they used was normally food gets stolen when they are delivering to a third party. So now they are coming up with they've come up with a new system that they are using to make the receiver very authenticatable. So the whole thing was like they were running you through the process. You know, you give them the name of the person, the person's number. They are going to generate a code that when they get there, you're going to tell the person, and the person will tell them the code to confirm it's the person. You know, a whole lot of shit that kind of sounds, you know, subconsciously you can get tricked. You understand? So yeah, me knowing very well that not giving my pin out is all I needed. My mind didn't really twitch me that no, this conversation that you're having can lead you to, you know, something tragic. So the very moment we were done speaking, the call dropped, and that day, luckily for me, I had done most of my transactions on Momo. So the money that I was left with on Momo was 6,500, and yeah, so right after the call, the 6,500 just moved, and normally they move the money to a Vodafone line, so it comes as a telecell push. So the money just left the account, and you know, at that moment I was like, what's going on? So I was seated in a restaurant inside Melcom. When you know, if you know the Kumasi Mall very well, you see when you enter the Melcom there, right side, there's a restaurant there. So that's where I was seated. I normally sit there and work on my laptop. So I rushed to the MTN office, and the security didn't let me in. Yeah, the security didn't let me in. I explained to them what was happening to me, and I needed to see their customer service like really bad, and they didn't let me in. They told me I had to join a queue. So I left that place. The next thing I saw was they borrowed quick loan on my line. It was 3,000 and some coins, and then they withdrew that one too. So I didn't even know what to do. I don't know what to press on my phone. I didn't know what to. I called the office. You know, they told me the money has been moved to a Vodafone line. There's nothing they can do about it. I have to go to Vodafone. You know, and I changed my PIN that very moment. So after I changed my PIN, the transactions stopped. My account was already empty, by the way. So I changed my PIN. I called them. They told me I have to go to Vodafone, and even that money was a customer's, you know, down payment that I was using to purchase some stuff for a contract. So I came home, and at 12 a.m. a customer sent me 2,000 cedis, and it was withdrawn. It was withdrawn at 12 a.m. instantly. So I woke up in the morning and I realized that the money that came to my account is also gone. It's like, what's happening? So I called MTN, and then they told me they don't understand why even when I changed my PIN, the transactions. I'm telling you, I changed my PIN and the transactions were still going on. A similar thing happened to a lady, and then she came out with a video. Mine happened, I think, a day or two before that video surfaced. And this is what I have to tell MTN. I saw they came up with this write-up that the lady actually gave certain codes out without knowing or unknowingly, so it's not their fault. That statement is bullshit. Trust me. That statement is bullshit. Do you know why? You are a telcos, you are a telecommunication company, and you have partially, or you have now branched into banking. What you are doing now is banking. Now you need to understand that now that you are into banking, your security measures should be tighter. If you have come up with an app or a platform that enables your customers to transact without direct SIM card authentication, or without actually having the SIM card by your side, then you should also come up with more measures to protect your customers. I know when it comes to cyber security, the customer you have to do your part, and then the telcos also has to do its part. But MTN is not doing enough. Trust me. I bank with EcoBank. Now, EcoBank has a banking app, just like MTN does. Okay, and it is extremely difficult to scam that banking app. You know why? EcoBank requires your physical presence before you can log in. So let's say you are using your phone, you download the app, you can't transact without going to the bank with your face and your ID. Someone will say, oh, then you know that's inconvenient. You know, MTN MoMo money is convenient. You can just log in, you don't need to go to the office. Would you rather lose your money in the name of convenience, or keep your money in the name of inconvenience? What is the convenience if at the end of the day your money is not safe? What is the convenience in that? Where is the convenience in that? You understand? So with the with the EcoBank app like this, you are going to create a login with probably an email and a password. Okay? Now, aside that email and the password, if you are using an advanced phone, you can add your facial ID to it, and then there is a PIN code. So you're using a PIN code, facial ID, an email, and a password. You get it? So even if someone tries to scam you and the person even has your PIN code, the person can still get through. You get it? Because it is very difficult for someone to actually go through a conversation with you, get your email, your full email, get a 8-digit, 6-digit password, and get your PIN code in addition. You know, before someone comes up with a lullaby or with a story or with a trick to get you to give them this information, it will be very difficult. They might get one or two, but because the requirements are so many, the possibility that you, the client, or you, the account holder, will get to know that no, this is a scam is very high. But with MTN, that is not the case. That is simply not the case. If someone finds a way, okay, if someone finds a way to get your PIN, or if someone finds a way to get into your account on mobile money, whatever your mobile money limit is for the day, the person can just move that full sum of money at one push. That is very bad. So let's say if your daily limit is 20,000, 30,000, whatever your daily limit is, the person can just move that amount of money in one push. I mean, why should that be possible? Because even with the banks, if let's say your daily limit is 5,000, or let's even put a daily limit, they have a limit of an amount you can move at a time. You understand? So let's say for EcoBank, for instance, if it is 10,000 you are moving, you can't move 10,000 consecutively. It will be blocked. You understand? So they still, even if the person enters your account, they still have these barriers to still protect you, so that even if the person gets access to your account, the person cannot steal everything. They are still thinking of how to protect their customers even as the account is open. But what does MTN does? Nothing. Once the account is open, hooray, all your money can leave. MTN will push everything once the command is given. Where the world has gotten to now, and with all the technology we have, things like this shouldn't be happening. Things like this, there is no measures. You can just move the amount and it will just go like that. There is no, you know, AI in place to check transactions. Some transactions are suspicious. You understand? So with EcoBank like this, there are certain account numbers when you enter and want to move money, there will be delays. They are intentional. They are intentional because they realize that no, you've never made any transaction with this number before. Why are you all of a sudden making a transaction with this number? Let's hold it a little and see if it's a scam or something. Those measures are all in place, but we don't have anything like that when it comes to mobile money. There's nothing like that. So where is the protection? Where is the protection? This is how weak the MTN mobile money system is. So this video is to advise everybody out there to be very careful with MTN mobile money. Trust me, stop thinking that you cannot be broken. You can't be broken. You can. your system can be broken into. Even the CIA is hacked sometimes. So the advice I will give you is keep your money in the bank. Keep it where it is most secured. Keep it where it is most secured.
No, so Abusha, this is what the gentleman has to say. I mean, from the video, no, baby, I was curious. The third transaction now, of course, say obi sending sika and a transaction, no, and also a clear, no. Now, from the story, no, you could see, okay, the second transaction was a year quick loan and microphone at the number no and I send a line at the request for. So it could be. It just could be say the third transaction and the sent by ABR because of a year quick loan internals. Well, I don't know how the quick loan send a AC working for there, but I am just assuming say ABR a clear debt in the now because and yes sad there na say it is say okay you're sending a second crown puma amafona and as microphones here then it becomes scary because from the gentleman's own mouth no he changed again the pin. The pin now or the accessing the mobile money or change and as was a sign. Into a coban is saying and still now since beton account man the people still have access to that particular money and 80 a year frame. Now this becomes scary because we live in a digital world and I say in a world that we live, you know, we are preaching about digitalization, which course on kakra nyini. I mean, in as much as say personally, yanka say boy your buying and I say yebe cry your free this and many other scams on on. I mean telcos, you know, I think particularly MTN. As I said, Sebi, omutimi abwa na omutimi enhance your security because more of these complaints are ebano mostly comes from MTN network users. Mostly a free MTN network users, which you and I will ask, say, why is it so? Yes, why is it so? Because more often it comes from MTN. Hardly will you hear say be other telcos, no, will be so be a yaskami will be and also be a dupe will be a true a line so say be a Vodafone and I say Teltigo. I'm not saying say it might not happen and I say a be AC, but percentage wise, no, I say other network for the NSO it's a kitty be. Now with MTN, no, it has become consistent. In Nipa Bebre and just this week, yeah, someone called me. I say yes, o free MTN manya chedie B blah blah blah. Or per say me details. Say ne be metimi a confirm say, and also betimi a confirm say mea now metimi a redeem that particular price. In that case, you know, details are not obisa no. The question I asked the gentleman was, if you say you are calling from a MTN office, all these details now will be some should be details you need to see on the system. Say a details are a honor, but questions be honor will be some out say insist so after you know who's a baby questions are not so me throw man back no a money and who say no emfa and no hang up. Regardless, say Yankasa, actually, say be a sound your money be unconcotiano. The telcos, I think, need to up their game. Yes, the telcos, I think, need to up their game because we live in a society where banking, now your banking, we've moved away from, say, Masorian or Pa, Mako Bank, Makwa Yisika, Makwa deposit. Now everything is happening on the mobile phone. What you fear, you transact everything on no bank a year through mobile phone. Internal at the Sadia, I besere, and it's a telcos on mobile app your game. And I say be a Ministry of Communications and so a bit buana, I mean complaints where a ban too much. Charlie on my widening. So be a bit hostelanya 10,000 Ghana cedis na kwabanane de just a minute na wakle size canuna abusia. Minimum experience with all these telcos, and I say if you have been a victim of this mobile money fraudsters, no, I mean if you have been a victim of it, share it in the comment section. You know how it happened. Now or here are your fault, and I say once or not where we here a telcos no security and the work from Emma Sanyo Mawina is here. We see me the Kwesiarmah. Best so be my subscribe button, so hit on the notification bell. Nothing so. Share video we na afoforo so enya bi nhwe bakra bye bye.